We're here on the New Zealand dollar, and we have my interpretation of a flag breakout, and very similar to a flag. If you've seen any of my videos relating to this type of pattern, I treat it very much like a flag pattern. And really all we're looking for is a momentum move higher, and then we just see it consolidating in quite a steep retracement, and then we just play once it breaks out. In this scenario, I've got my stop below this structure level. For me, the safest place to have it. I'm playing for a retest of the highs, but I am playing for an extension here, 127 extension, coming in at a retest of the highs just below that 6700 even handled number. And if we go to the 240 time frame, you'll actually see there as well the closes of the candles. So playing for a retest here. Quite a high probability trade, these trade setups, just as much as a flag pattern, but a little bit simpler to trade due to the fact that you just wait for the breakout. So in terms of risk, I forgot what was on here. Let's have a look. 20 pips. I think this is pretty much just a one-to-one. 25. Second target's 44. In front of you, I'm currently in 4 trades. The top left, we have the New Zealand dollar. It's a form of flag pattern breakout. The Euro New Zealand is exactly the same trade. It's a form of flag breakout. And bottom left, Euro Aussie, we'd actually come 1 pips from my target. And so what I've done now is, because we didn't actually make a new structure low, but I'd come 1 pip away, I've moved my stop to 4 pips of risk. So that's not a break-even trade, it's 4 pips of risk. And on the pound yen 240, we have a flag pattern, and we had a big daily engulfing candle would come into the 149 flat. And so I'm having to record all 4 of these because we have news out at 7 o'clock. In fact, you can just see a little bit of volatility kicking in before the news. And we have a lot of news out. We've got the FOMC, 2 lots of FOMC, federal funds rate, and then a bit more news at 7:30. And I'm recording it because I only have 1 Camtasia, and I'm in these 4 trades. Now, I've checked my stop losses on all of them. I'll just run through just the video because we've only got a couple of minutes now until this news comes out. And if I zoom out in this one, we actually have room here to go for first and second targets. On the hourly, this was a double bottom, pull back for a 26.18. I don't play 26.18s, but I can use them as entries into other patterns. And we actually had this pattern here, which is a kind of a flag, and you play the breakout, and I can play for 2 targets here. On the Euro New Zealand, we had pretty much the same thing. We double topped, pulled back for 26.18, never made the new low. And obviously you can see just the sideways consolidation as a result of the news. Euro Aussie, same pattern, flag. This would be a 1 in 1 out. Got 47 pips up, needed to go to 48. If that thing doesn't win, that will be the 3rd trade in 2 weeks where it's happened to me and cost me just shy of 200 pips. This came 1 pip away, I had one that came 4 pips away, and I had one that came 2 pips away. And in each instance, I've gone and checked the hourly, the 240, for structure, for the closes of the candles. In actual fact, I've already front run this by 3 pips from the closes of these candles down here. And there's just no reason for me to be a little bit unlucky, other than the fact that I was a little bit unlucky. You know, there was no level of structure, no even handled numbers, there was no fib cluster, there was no the closes of the candles on each of the different time zones. So we're seeing bits of a fluctuation here now. News should be out in a moment, and we could see a jump in either way. And so I'm just going to log into my phone as well, just to make sure that we don't have anything ridiculous happen with my okay, Euro New Zealand been taken out of that. Rallying up on the New Zealand dollar. Euro Aussie is struggling a little bit. Okay, why have I been stopped out Euro New Zealand? I was nowhere near it. Why the heck has Euro New Zealand stopped me out? Oh, look at that. 28 pips. Why has it stopped me out there? Came up to here. My stop was up here. Look at that. It stopped me out 20 pips early, but yet not charged me anything. Just stopped me out 20 pips early, and the cost of the spread is 3 pips. Well, we saw a knee-jerk reaction there. The market, it's only a minute gone, just starting to potentially settle down a little bit. Now, it's so frustrating that on the Euro New Zealand, this was a potential winning trade for 51 pips, and it stopped me out 20 pips early. Okay, pushing up a little bit now. I just know Euro New Zealand is going to go and go ahead and win here. Okay, so targets hit here. So I'll move to break even. This hasn't taken, so I'm going to go ahead and close that position out. I'm holding for second positions on the New Zealand dollar. Highly frustrating. I just know that Euro New Zealand is going to go on and win. I'm going to have to speak to the broker regarding that, because I've actually checked the rates here, and there you go. It's now 1.5 and it stopped me out 20 pips early. Market didn't jump. Absolutely crazy. Well, as I thought, pound yen hasn't really been affected that much. We'll just hold a few more minutes and see if the New Zealand dollar can rally up to hit second targets. I'll pause the video and come back to it. Okay, I've just resumed the video. We're pushing up here on the New Zealand dollar. Just hit my... There we go. Targets hit. I did manually exit that position just in case we got a reversal. Euro New Zealand. There you go. Absolutely crazy. That was 3 for 3 winning trades, yet the Euro New Zealand stopped me out. I'll go back and rewatch this recording, but it must have stopped me out by 20 pips. You can see the market has not jumped. It didn't become erratic. I was logged into my phone at the time. It wasn't near 3 pips, and it's just gone on to actually hit now. Pound yen, as suspected, hasn't really done a great deal, but there we go anyway. I'll give my broker a ring and have a listen to what they have to say.